Good morning and welcome to Let's start that over here. Got rocks in the mouth to start the day. Good morning, Moving Minnesota fans. Calling out at you from downtown Minneapolis. My name is Michael Walgrave. I am the host of Moving Minnesota. We have Garrett Beaners in the background. Beans is his nickname. Thank you for making this happen, Beans. Today, we are in episode 23. This is week number 5. We've been broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, talking about all things real estate and fun and cool things to do in the 9-county metro area of the Twin Cities of Minnesota. This past week, we've been looking at Washington County. We will continue that today. And it is also Thorsday. I call it Thorsday for my military veteran friends. A lot of them are believers in the North belief system. So here we are on Thorsday. Actually, Thursday was named after Thor. But anyways, just a little factoid for you. So we kind of got a military theme today on Thursday. Talk about some interesting organizations out there doing some good work. Shout outs to nonprofits and other good stuff. Farmers markets coming up this weekend, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let me give you a little background on myself. I work for the Walgrave Real Estate Group of Remax Advantage Plus. We're all part of the Twin Cities. Gosh dang, Garrett. The Walgrave Real Estate Group is part of the Minnesota Real Estate Team, which is the third biggest Remax Advantage Plus team in the globe. So we're a pretty big organization. We make up close to 20% of the sales in the Twin Cities area. We have quite the extensive network of people. The Walgrave Real Estate Group alone has over 200 years of professional experience. So there's not a problem that we can't figure out for you. This is huge. I have a master's degree in sustainable management, and I served with the 173rd Airborne Brigade out of Italy from 2006 to 2009, deployed to Afghanistan, and that's how we ended up here. They have no trees, very little agriculture in Afghanistan, and they could do more. Actually, we could all do more. The organic operation is something I've been chasing for a moment. I've been on this path since getting out of the military. I went back to school for an agribusiness degree with a sustainable emphasis at University of Wisconsin River Falls in 2010, graduated in 2012. And since then, I've been having the goal of starting a veteran farm that hosts events, education, promotes sustainability, promotes holistic health, including just being with the community, live music, and being out in nature. So that's a little bit about me. That's where my goals are going. I got into real estate to help further this, learn more about the buying and selling process, learn more about acreages around the Twin Cities. And so here we are today. Over that time of the 10 years, I've done things such as work for the Minnesota, where I was part of the Emerging Farmers Working Group out of the Minnesota Department of Agriculture in 2020. It was a group of emerging farmers from around the state coming together to give our input on how to make this more possible for more people to get in. So I learned quite a bit through that. I think there's a website you can pull up there, Garrett. That
yeah, I do. I've got the clip for it right here.
Kind of gives you
Michael Walgrave of Rock County is one of 17 Minnesotans appointed to a legislatively created Emerging Farmers Working Group through the Minnesota Department of Agriculture to help shape the future of farming in the state. Many Minnesotans are interested in agriculture and looking for a pathway to succeed at farming, only to encounter numerous barriers when entering the field, Lieutenant Gov. Peggy Flanagan said. The group's purpose is to advise the MDA and Minnesota legislature on ways to advance the success and sustainability of farmers who traditionally face barriers to the resources necessary to build profitable AG businesses. Emerging farmers are defined as women, veterans, persons with disabilities, American Indian, Alaskan Native, communities of color, young, and urban farmers. The MDA convened 6 listening sessions throughout Minnesota in 2019. The findings of those listening sessions recommended the creation of a working group to provide guidance to Agriculture Commissioner Tom Peterson and the Minnesota legislature on developing programs and initiatives to support emerging farmers in Minnesota.
They took note of our recommendations. Walls was on. He showed up for a few of the meetings too. He had his ear to the grindstone in terms of what new farmers are looking to do. It is very important for the future of this country and just as the globe in general. So that's one reason I went down this path. It is important. It actually serves a purpose to the greater community, which that appeals to a lot of veterans. That's one reason they join the military, for the greater good of the community. When they get out, they typically are a little bit at a loss in terms of reintegrating. So perhaps giving veterans a route such as this, or at least a place to decompress after their deployments and such, I think this is a really good thing that could serve the United States and elsewhere. So I've continued this road. It's been a long run. We will see how much longer it takes, but it will be done eventually. It's just when the stars align. So if this is something you're interested in and perhaps could help with it, please reach out to me. My name is Michael Walgrave. You can reach me at michael@walgrave.com or give me a shout at 612-930-2929. As part of this, I also have a few other links here for beginning farmer veterans and other farmers that are looking to get in. The Minnesota Department of Ag has loans, for example, that you can get into. We got a link for this.
Yep.
And so this is one way of you can fund your organization. You can also get this other link down here. It talks about ag business development grants, money you don't have to pay back. And there's a ton of them. And a lot of people don't even apply for this kind of stuff. So it just sits there and doesn't get put to work. So I recommend clicking on those links in the chat and begin your farmer journey. I'd like to give a couple of shout outs to some veteran nonprofits I've been associated or part of or worked with or had the benefit of. The first one is herohaven.org. This is actually a veteran from Rock County, Minnesota, where Garrett's from. He's over in the Sioux Falls area now, but he's got an organization that takes veterans fishing and hunting in the Midwest. And every year he has some sort of adventure, at least one adventure for veterans of all ages. It's a great way to meet your fellow veteran community from many generations. A lot of Vietnam folks have gone on these trips and such. Younger generations, they've kind of disappeared in the working public, so they may or may not know about these kind of things right now. A lot of veterans tend to get away from anything government afterwards, and sometimes they don't want to be around other veterans just because they're trying to move on from their past. I would highly recommend connecting with veterans from all generations. You'll find this very beneficial for yourself. So herohaven.org, got a little YouTube video off of Hero Haven's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. This is one of their first promotional videos.
Here we go.
Beautiful footage. We went to the Missouri River, probably one of the best walleye fishing I've ever experienced. It's out in the middle of South Dakota. And it was a weekend-long event, and they paid all the housing, all the food, all the gas. Like, it was, all you had to do is buy a license and show up. And
you're standing in the middle of a river and the water's rushing through your legs. That adrenaline rush that you get when that fish strikes, it can be real just cleansing of the mind and the soul, and just really gets you to, connect on a heart level with something you love doing.
The short-term memory loss, the fatigue, the irritability, the separation they feel from the intensity of the bond that you form. You're trying to recreate that bonding experience and get people a small taste of what that felt like in an environment that honestly has been kissed by God out here. Right place, right time, right environment, right mission. So very excited to support it.
Our vision is an outdoor adventure for all who have served. We're going to keep doing this until we run out of people that want to go, or until we run out of sponsors that want to support them. If you served, you have a place at Hero Haven. We want to find the opportunity for you to get outdoors, to reconnect with nature, to get quiet, to get time to yourself, to experience something you're passionate about, and that's our mission. Don't ever think that you don't deserve this, because without heroes like you, we wouldn't have the things that we have. Thank you for your service. Please let us be a part of your future.
It doesn't matter what we do or how much we give them. They've sacrificed their own health emotionally, mentally, and physically in a mission that we gave them. If we spent the rest of our days here on Earth making that up to them, I still don't think it would be enough.
Military personnel and police and fire, they all know what camaraderie is and what it means to them. And we are definitely going to be offering that within every single adventure and excursion that we offer. If they want to do something that we don't offer, we'll find a way to make it happen.
What we're trying to do is help some of those people who run towards danger when everybody else runs away, go do something that they're passionate about. And when they go pay the bill, we just say, hey, you've already paid enough.
I remember when we were in the barracks of Fallujah, and I looked around at my roommates and I said to them, do you think we'll ever miss this? And they're all like, no, man, you're crazy. We got to get out of here. Can't stand this place. Every one of those guys I've talked to has admitted that they do miss this. And this is a way for us to kind of reconnect with each other and, just kind of talk about those experiences.
Very cool organization. Check it out, hero-haven.org. Wade is the man you'd like to talk to. And if you're not in the Midwest, I think he can help you find other organizations, other places. I know in the West Coast, they have different variations of this too. They'll take veterans fishing, hiking, all sorts of outdoor activities. And it's a great way to connect with veterans. If you're having a problem getting back into society, try to include that in your adventure this year. Very welcoming group. They work with everyone from people that may have just stopped by Kuwait on an airplane to everybody that's full blown in the middle of the jungle, Vietnam kind of stuff. And they don't judge. It's all the same. It's all the same. So get a hold of hero-haven.org and see what they have coming up. And if you'd like to donate and support, definitely reach out to them. It's a great organization and it does make a difference. So organization, Central Oregon Veterans Ranch. I had an internship/fellowship with these guys out in Bend, Oregon. Oh, geez, it was about 10 years ago now. And they were just getting started as an organization. The concept was to give Vietnam veterans that suffer both from dementia and PTSD in their later years, which I would imagine has to be crazy. They were having it in a facility out in a ranch setting. So they'd have like a caregiver on site, and then they had like 4 or 5 different rooms for these veterans to get the care that they needed. my job out there at the time was to help develop their agribusiness plan and also do community outreach and host weekly events, bi-weekly events for veterans to come out and help with the ranch. You could just show up. You didn't actually have to pick up a shovel if you didn't want, but everybody did, regardless of their handicap. And we'd sit around the campfire afterwards and kind of trade stories and see where everybody was at. And, the older vets would share their struggles and how they perhaps overcame them, or how they reintegrated. So Central Oregon Veterans Ranch.org, or COVRANCH.org. They got a little video that just came out. This is richgirlnetwork.tv, a YouTube channel. CEO or the head of this organization, Allison Perry, she had worked for the VA before this as a psychologist, and she saw that there was gaps in the system that needed to be filled. So you have that footage, Garrett?
Here we go.
Sure, please. Thank you.
Allison, this is such an amazing event you put together. But before I even talk about the event, what inspired you to create the ranch and do the support for veterans?
I have military family members. My brother deployed for the invasion of Iraq in 2003. And I worked for 6 years as a trauma therapist with veterans of all ages and all eras. And I had a real passion for combat trauma across the lifespan. And I also saw that there were pieces that were missing within the medical model. There was a missing sense of community, sense of connection, sense of tribe. And I also saw that veterans were isolated and they needed to get out, and they weren't always going to a medical clinic. So getting them out of isolation, agriculture, farming, ranching, getting them outdoors, getting them connected to nature, getting them out in the beauty of Central Oregon and connected to each other. That was my vision. And here we are today, 7 years later. It's incredible.
For someone who has not been to the ranch before, how would you describe the experience?
I would describe it personally as a little slice of heaven. It's like paradise. We call it a sanctuary. We've had veterans say the minute they drive over the cattle guard, they start to feel their stress drop. We were asked to give one word at the end of the documentary when we were interviewed about what's one word if you had to use one word to describe the ranch, and my word was peace. So it really facilitates a sense of peace. It's 19 acres of heaven. It's gorgeous.
How can people get involved, donate? What do they need to do, and where can they find all the information?
All the information can be found on our website, covranch.org.
Thank you so much for hosting this fabulous event. But before I end, many places you could choose. Tell everyone where we are and why you chose this venue.
This venue, I can see right now the Three Sisters Mountains. It's absolutely incredible. We're looking out at a golf course, but this is an incredible setting for our evening tonight.
And this is called the Juniper Golf Course, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's the Juniper Golf Course.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful event. You've got everybody out here. You've got people from Hollywood in, and we wish you much success for the future.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We all owe our veterans a debt of honor. And if I get an opportunity to do that, I jump at it. What's special about the Central Oregon Veterans Ranch is that it's not really dealing with their physical challenge or their employment challenge. It's more of like a broken heart or damaged spirit that's being nurtured here. And it's a very delicate issue because we're talking about people who were warriors. You know, they charge into battle. They performed acts of bravery that I've never done anything like that. And without them, where would America be? But we forget that a broken heart and a fractured spirit is like the most fragile of the human, component, and to give them the respect in order for them to feel again. A lot of these guys, they shut down, and it's not like they deserve our pity or anything like that. They deserve our respect, and that emotional healing is just as important as the physical healing.
You've been out to the ranch. What is it like?
I think Allison put together a very cool idea, because it's a place for these veterans to come out and kind of hang around and casually get involved in agricultural and animal husbandry and all that kind of stuff. But while they're just hanging around, that's where they might get comfortable enough to really share their experience, strength, and hope with each other, and hopefully help each other, trudge the road of happy recovery.
Well, thank you so much for being here. You're always supporting veteran events, and we appreciate you.
It's an honor to be here.
Adrian, this is such a wonderful event, and you're part of the ranch. Share with me, how does it feel to be part of that, and what does it bring into your life?
I don't have a lot of words. I'm not really good at this stuff, but I'm just grateful. The Central Oregon's been amazing to us, and to see that our community come together to be able to pull something off like this, it's exactly that. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that the community cares about this mission, and hopefully this elevates us into a new realm that we haven't been in before.
What has been the most wonderful experience for you with the ranch?
For me, it's knowing that every single day we're getting closer to saving another military member. Knowing that every single time we're there as the staff, as the volunteers, that we're open. If a person is in need and they can go through those gates, that's the best part for me.
And you're a veteran yourself. With that in mind, what would you like to tell people about what they could offer in situations like this? If now is an opportunity to tell the public, what would you want to say to them?
My big request, if you will, for everyone out there is reach out, find places like Central Oregon Veterans Ranch. There's hundreds and thousands of organizations in the United States that do stuff like this, that's thinking outside the box as far as resources and helping individuals wherever they are in their recovery. For me, it's just find them. Let them do the work. They'll help you and guide you wherever you need to be.
Why was it important for you to be part of this foundation and what it means to you?
It became important to me after I met Allison. And once I met Allison and saw her vision, I knew that I had to be a part of it.
Now, when you visit the ranch, what are you hoping people feel when they get to the ranch?
When I visit the ranch, I see people who are engaged with each other, veterans who feel at home, veterans who, absolutely feel comfortable in their own skin for the first time in sometimes many years. What I hope to get out of it is just seeing those veterans be happy within themselves.
Well, tonight, I think you really brought it to the table. You've got everybody here tonight. You've got Hollywood in the house tonight. You've got great actors here and amazing supporters. So we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, and you look fabulous tonight.
Thank you very much.
Central Oregon Veterans Ranch. Check it out. I do have a lot of video, Garrett. When I was out there, they hadn't quite finished the house yet, so they let me and this other guy, the guy that was giving a beer bottle to that sheep earlier. We were the first two dudes out there, and so they let us stay at the place, and we had some fun. I don't know. I should pull up some of those videos and go down memory lane on one of these Thorsdays, but great organization. Great to see how it built up while I was out there. They definitely listened to my suggestions. It's good to see they move forward with a lot of those projects, and was able to help Allison write a letter to Congress that she presented to Congress, and that was pretty interesting too. So Allison Perry, great lady. She's, I believe, moved on to Colorado now. I think she has plans for another ranch. I was at her wedding this past year, and yeah, definitely a good spirited. Her head's in the right place, and she understands the bigger scope of what's going on versus what the medical community has come up with so far. So hope to have more updates on Cover Ranch and whatever Allison's up to in the future here. So I appreciate them bringing me on as part of their staff after college. So moving on here with Thorsday, we're looking at real estate such as the Minneapolis Veterans Home. Now, they have veterans homes throughout the state here. So if you're a veteran looking for housing that's beyond what typical folk that needs, or if you're looking in that retirement age, or yes, you're suffering from PTSD, host of other mental illnesses and such, traumas and such, these are the facilities you should look into. This place is right on the Mississippi River, and Minnehaha Falls is on the property, I believe, or as a park just north of there. There's also veteran homes in Bemidji, Fergus Falls, Hastings, Montevideo, Preston, Silver Bay, and where Garrett's at, Laverne, Minnesota. So definitely look into that. It looks like they went on to some other projects beyond just needing healthcare workers on site. So there is other spaces for veterans to be part of a veteran community. Look into that if that's something that might help you out. The other things to know as a veteran, if you're getting out of the military, if you've been out, let's get a hold of your veteran service office in your community. Typically there's at least one per county. In Washington County, you can find locations in Cottage Grove, Forest Lake, Stillwater, and Woodbury. That'd be the Veterans Service Office, or the VSO. I think there's a link that you can click down below or in the chat there. Moving on to the next segment. Veterans events this week in Minnesota in general. Today, August 15th, there's a Veteran Benefit Expo in McLeod County in Hutchinson, Minnesota, west of the Twin Cities. Links below, or links to the side.
Yep. Right now.
There's the Power on the Tower muscle car show that's raising money for the Soldiers and Sailors Relief Fund in Douglas County and the Minnesota Assistance County for Veterans in St. Louis County. That'll be up in Superior, Wisconsin on 5 to 7:30 p.m. More information on there. August 16th through the 19th, there's a Southeast Minnesota Women Veterans Retreat at Mount Olivet Conference and Retreat Center. This is down in Farmington, Minnesota, in Dakota County, part of the Twin Cities Metro. More information can be found on that at MTOLIVE, yep, to the right there in the chat. Again, if you're not a veteran, please feel free to share this with veterans. Again, a lot of folks don't know about these things, and it's just a little bit more than saying thank you for your service. Like, okay, that's great, you can say that. Anybody can say that, but what does that really mean, especially since the media has been telling you to do that? So to actually take action, that's a whole different thing than just words. So even if it's just sharing with veterans, these organizations out there, now you are thanking them with something useful for their lives. So next is Washington County. We're going to go do a little tour of the county here. This is outside the veteran realm. I do want to note that the conventional mortgage rates this week are at 6.5% for the 30-year, but the 30-year VA is just under 6%. So there is better interest rates currently at this point for the VA loan for a mortgage. There might be a little extra stuff you have to do. You might have to negotiate to get the house painted or the deck painted or something minor like that. But it is a good program to look into and consider in your way to buying a home. So, okay, Washington County. The median price per home in Washington County this past 30 days has been around $550,000. The first city we're going to go up to is to the north in Washington County, Scandia, Minnesota. This is 22190 Olinda Trail North. It's a single family home. These are all homes on the water for sale. That's the theme today. We looked at the cheapest yesterday, the median on the day before, and the most expensive in Washington County, but these are homes on the water. This home rocks in at $569,500, built in 1990. It's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath with 3,360 square feet on 5.72 acres. That's quite a bit. Price reduced in the last 2 weeks, down 30,000. Looks like they're getting more motivated to sell. So if any of these houses appeal to you, feel free to reach out to me and we'll go check them out together. It's one thing to see them on film, but another thing to be in the house, in the neighborhood. You can reach me at michael@walgrave.com, 612-930-2929. Large master suite, walk-in closet, private bath. Features a second family room, bedroom in the lower level, office, hot tub room. Could be a great workout area, second office, or craft room. Welcome home. All right, moving on over to Forest Lake, also in the north part of Washington County, in the Twin Cities metro area. We have 10085 Scandia Trail North in Forest Lake, single family home. This is rocking in around $595,000. This one's a bit older, 1928, 2-bed, 1-bath, 700 square feet, 3.1 acres. I'd like to note that this house is more expensive than the last house. Has 2 less bathrooms, 3 less bedrooms, 2,600 less square feet, and also 2 less acres. Yet it's $49,000 more than the last house, and generally the same area. So I don't know if their realtor mispriced this or what the heck went on, or maybe the other one is really scheduled to sell, but there's definitely a price variation. Yeah, that's cool. They did like a virtual tour, and I don't know why the AI painted it green, but apparently that's what the AI thinks the room color should be. So anyways, just giving you a little bit different comparisons here, that perhaps the family has that cottage, but they're not really that motivated to sell it. So we'll just put a big number on it and see what happens. But there could be more involved with both houses, but these are some of the things to look at and compare. Hence the reason we're doing this kind of thing, give you an idea of values. All right, moving down to Stillwater on the St. Croix River. This is 3726 Planting Green, Stillwater, Minnesota. A little bit closer to the downtown metro area. This is rocking in at $650,000. Single family, built in 2008. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,846 square feet on 0.1 acre. Gorgeous looking house there.
Yeah, it is.
And it's newer built, so the materials are going to be better than probably the last 2 houses we looked at, unless they did remodels. I guess they did do remodels, but yeah. This is coming soon, actually, according to this. I think we're looking at the same place.
Yep.
See if I can find the builder. It's on the beloved Liberty on the Lake neighborhood, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. This is something you might be interested in, freshly built, not knowing why it said 2008 on the MLS sheet. But I can get you in touch with the builder. If they haven't made it yet, you can make it their own, make it your own.
Wow.
612-930-2929. Okay, moving further south down to Cottage Grove, Minnesota. So we're down in the southeast part of the Twin Cities Metro, not too far from the Wisconsin border. 7675 1113th Street. 700,000. Built in 1976. This one's on the Mississippi River. So if you're in the Mississippi River plain, if the lake ain't your thing, but you love the big river, here you go. 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, nearly 5,000 square feet in this house on 4.6 acres. Make sure to have your agent check to see if it's on a floodplain, which I'm sure it is. Well, it was built in 1976, so definitely check into that. There might be flood insurance. Typically the river, though, they have it better controlled at that part than they do in most other places, but you never know. Mother Nature can be a beast.
Huge rooms.
Mm-hmm. 5,000 square feet's a lot, so it'd be two and a half homes built into one.
Right, that's great.
See, intergenerational planning probably should be more of a thing with our culture. Like you have a place for the grandparents, then you got your kids, and then you got your work going on, or you, for example, maybe you buy a home together with other folks and finance it that way and start some sort of land trust or corporation of sorts. But yeah, you probably don't need all that space just by yourself.
Right.
It's a lot of cleaning for the most part. All right, well, we got one more, it looks like here. This is up in Hugo in Washington County. 12877 Homestead Drive. Single family at $2,250,000, built in 2018. 4 bedroom, 6 bath, 5,508 square feet. Look at this dream home.
That's crazy.
Would you ever have chandeliers in your house, Garrett?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Chandeliers are awesome.
They need more modern variations of it, though. I haven't seen, like, I'll see stuff from the 70s and the 90s, and but maybe like an LED chandelier that can project holograms. I don't know.
That's such a nice house.
I like the color schemes in this one,
Yeah.
too. Just not all white. You got a little gray in there, a little brown, a little.
Huge windows.
See a lot of those entryway cubicle things, especially if you have kids. It definitely makes it more efficient than cramming everything into a closet. So, got the backpack staging area.
Right, that's exactly what it is.
Wow, should go videotape this place.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's half of the pictures.
If you like to see the whole thing in its entirety, 612-930-2929. You'll need a pre-approval letter for checking these places out, so talk to your lender first. Talk to multiple lenders first, and work with somebody that can work with you. If somebody tells you, nope, we can't help you, that doesn't mean the game's over. Go on to the next person. They may give you a 3 to 5 year plan to get it done, but whatever, you're making moves forward. So once you got that in order, give me a shout and we'll go check it out. What do we got coming up in Washington County? Some stuff veterans might be interested in. Friday, August 16th through the Sunday, August 18th. There's Heritage Days in St. Paul Park, kind of a community get-together. Definitely worth checking out. We've got farmers markets. You can find more about farmers markets at minnesotagrown.com. Woodbury, for example, has a Sunday one from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Red Rock Elementary School in Washington County. Link in the chat. Stillwater, we've got the Stillwater, Minnesota Farmers Market, Saturday, August 17th from 7:30 a.m. to noon. You can check out their Facebook in the chat. Bayport, Mondays in the Village Green, 2:30 to 6:30 on Monday. Live music, food trucks, wide variety of locally grown produce. Check out their website in the chat. Lake Elmo, Saturdays from 9 to 1 p.m. at the Lake Elmo Elementary School. Their Facebook link also in the chat. So yeah, get out there and get some organics. That's another thing. Gut health, highly underrated in this culture. We've gone to great extremes to push ourselves to destruction, it seems. And we've commodified the cheapest food that's probably the worst for you. And yeah, it's just an ugly thing. But organics is a good fight. Get out there, something Mother Nature produced. Yes, and cared for in small amounts instead of large industrial farms. Your gut will thank you. Your overall health will thank you. So let's see here. Other events this weekend. All right. August 16th and 18th, Metallica will be rolling into downtown Minneapolis at US Bank Stadium. I'm expecting many veterans at such an event. It tended to be one of the main groups to listen to deployed. Pantera, Mammoth, Five Finger Death Punch, they'll all be there. So looks like they have some other stuff going on. Check out metallica.com/tour. It's in the chat. And yes, worth checking out. These are metal gods. Thor would be happy. But yeah, they've been doing it for so long, and I don't know how many more years they can go, but I guess the Rolling Stones, they haven't had a problem with rocking a venue for 50 some years, so if not longer. Metallica might be that group, especially since they don't party like they used to. So there you go. But I'd check them out sooner rather than later. Also a big event in the Twin Cities. August 17th, this Saturday, is the Minnesota Summer Craft Beer Festival. It's at the CHS Field in St. Paul. That's where the St. Paul Minor League Saints baseball team plays. Get more information at the MinnesotaCraftBeerFestival.com. So that pretty much concludes today's episode. Episode 23, week number 5, Washington County, Thorsday. I am your host, Michael Walgrave. In the background is Garrett Beans Beaner. Reach out to me or even Beans if you're interested in a production. He's got cove.tv.24@gmail. You can discuss putting a show together for yourself, real estate or otherwise. Myself, if you'd like to check out any of these houses or you have questions about moving forward with your Minnesota real estate goals, there we are. Michael@walgrave.com, 612-930-2929. I appreciate everybody tuning in today. We will be back tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. on Friday. Show number 25. And yeah, we look forward to hosting you again. And if you have anything that you'd like to see on the show, any tours, such, you can reach out at my email to give us some ideas on that. So we've got 2 more counties after that. We're going to do Carver County and then Ramsey County in the next 2 weeks. And yeah, hopefully this helps you as a realtor or a home buyer or just somebody looking to move to Minnesota. So thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.